All right, thank you for joining us again. We have your Valentine's Day dinner. And today's dinner has a choice of soup or salad with the first course. So we're going to get started right away by putting the soup into a small pot. And like we do with all of our soups, we're going to put it on a low temperature to reheat nice and slow. So like a medium low would be the right temperature there. Okay, so while that's heating up, let's just look at the garnishes for the soup. We have a little chipotle cream, and then we have a nice herb salad. We also have a buttermilk cracker that will garnish the soup. So this year's salad starts with some beautiful baby spinach. We've added a little bit of watercress to this salad as well. We're just going to put this into the bowl. Now, like all of our salads, we want to season this with a little bit of salt and fresh cracked black pepper. We have a few garnishes for the salad today. The first is pickled red onions, some almond brittle. We have some dates, the vincotto vinaigrette. We have some aged goat cheese. Be sure to stir up the vinaigrette. Sometimes this will separate slightly. And we're going to lightly dress the salad. I'm going to add some of the dates to the salad right now. I'd like to toss them with the vinaigrette as well. The cheese, we're going to add that later. I am going to put on some of the pickled red onions. And I've put on the gloves so that I can separate the onions here into little rounds. And you can see them separating nicely. And we'll put some of those in there. So generally, making a little nest with the leaves is a good way to go. And that helps to gather the salad so it doesn't fall all over the plate. Then we have our aged goat cheese, and we're just going to put that around the salad gently. And last but not least is a piece of almond brittle. If you would prefer, you can certainly just lean this up against the salad like that. You can crumble it up and put the smaller pieces around the salad if you'd like. It's really whichever way you would prefer. So the soup has been on the stove. It's been simmering nicely. We can go ahead and take a look at that. It's been simmering real nice. We're just going to stir that. The low temperature is key so that you don't reduce the soup. You just want to bring it to a simmer, and you can serve it right after that. So we always use a ladle when serving our soup. And of course, this has a nice richness to it because it is thickened with rice like any good bisque. It is a base of roasted carrots and roasted red peppers. I want to give this a little stir just to make it a little looser. When it sits in the container, it firms up, but you can see that it's almost pourable now. And really, you can be as artistic or utilitarian as you would prefer. And again, I'm a big fan of herbs, so I would say be generous with the herbs. We are at the point where we want to reheat our entrees. You have breadcrumb crusted halibut. There's a little bit of Dijonnaise that holds the toasted breadcrumbs in place. And then you have our red wine braised short ribs. And last but not least, you have a vegetable coconut curry. I just want to point out that the short ribs and one of the additional sides, the potato gratin, take the most time in the oven. These will take approximately 20 minutes, so we want to get them in right away. And we're putting both of those near the top of the oven. So we're going to put the curry and our grains and greens, as well as the turnips, into the pot of water. All right, so at this point, the short ribs have been in the oven for about 5 minutes. And you can see that on top, it's looking a little dry. So what we want to do is take some of this sauce and baste the top of the short rib. We're going to end up doing this 3 times throughout the cooking process. And not only will it help to keep it moist, but it will certainly enrich the short rib as well. So about 5 minutes has passed since we last checked in, and we want to take a look at the short ribs. And you can see the difference already. There's a light glaze developing over the top, but we really want to work on that. So the best thing for us to do is take some more of this liquid and continue to spoon it over the top. And what you'll find is that the liquid is getting thicker, the glaze is getting more rich, and when these are done, they'll have a nice shellac on the top. So we're going to go in for approximately 8 more minutes. We might baste it 1 more time before we're actually ready to serve it, but we're at about 8 minutes. So this would be the time to put your fish in the oven. This would be a great time to put the mushroom flan in the oven. So the halibut takes approximately 8 to 10 minutes to cook and does not need any resting time. In other words, once it's finished, you can serve it right away. The mushroom flan takes approximately 5 to 6 minutes to warm through, and all we're looking for is a warm flan. We're going to give the short ribs one last basting, and then we can start to pull everything else. And by the time, oh, look at these guys. Look at how nice and glazed they are on top and rich looking they are. Fantastic. That's exactly what you want. We're going to put that back in the oven to finish up for 3 minutes, and we'll start pulling the other elements and getting them plated. So we have our onion flan. We have the gorgeous potato gratin. Beautiful. Everything's nice and hot. And we have our couscous. It smells fantastic. Delicious. And then we have the curry. So what I would suggest with this is to open the bag and to pour this into a medium-sized bowl so that you can arrange this on the plate as you see fit. A beautiful half head of cauliflower. So I'm going to put that on the plate first here. Baby bok choy. And then there's lots of nice greens in here, and some mushrooms, and we're just going to simply spoon this over the top. And we're going to finish this with some more of the herbs. We have our potato gratin. We can simply take that from the tray. And we also have a mushroom tart. And the mushroom tart, very simply, you're going to quickly turn this over, and it should pop right out. If it doesn't come right out, you can put a tiny little hole here. And that will help it remove from the custard. Feel free to garnish with a little bit of herbs on here as well. We have our greens and grains, and we're gonna go in a nice big bowl here. Now the same for our turnips, and we're going to go all of it, again, right into the bowl. So we have some Dijonnaise, a little bit of Dijon mustard with an aioli and some nice dill. And then we're going to transfer the halibut right on the plate. Then our short ribs, and I would suggest serving all of the sauce with them. And you could put them side by side. You could stack them on top of each other. I kind of like the stack myself. And all this good sauce in the bottom of the pan. Definitely want to spoon that over the top. Absolutely delicious.
Well, hello, I'm Kier, and I'm going to talk to you about the desserts. So you're going to get your creme brulee, which is a double layer creme brulee in a container like this. And you're also going to get the sugar that you're going to put on top, like this. Try to keep it in one layer, and then you're going to put it under your broiler. and a couple of minutes later, the sugar will be caramelized like this. And then I suggest that you let it cool down so the sugar becomes hard. And after it cools, just put it in the fridge for 5 minutes. So then when it comes out of the oven, you have the beautiful brown color like this. Crust should be hard, like that, and the custard will be nice and creamy. And you put this on your plate, wherever you're doing it. You're gonna get also some pistachios, which you can put on the edge over here, and some of the madeleines that you will receive. And this is your brulee. So in case that you have your add-on desserts, we have the lava cake that will come to you frozen and it's raw. So you will also get a creme anglaise, and this you can pour a little on your dish. You will get fresh berries, just sprinkle a little sugar on top. Leave them at room temperature for 5 minutes. That sugar would melt and create like a syrup, and that's what we call macerated. So after 8 minutes, you're gonna notice that the edges are a little cakey, but the center is still raw, and that's what you want. And then very carefully, you just put it there. You have your berries, which can decorate your cake.
So we've had a great time preparing our Valentine's Day dinner. I hope you enjoy it as much as we did preparing it.